Okay, good evening, guys. Good evening, everyone. So I can still see a lot of people joining. Anyways, so we will start. Right. First things first, can you please, some of you all, can you please let me know that if you are able to hear my voice clearly? Okay. Okay, great. Okay, great. So we will continue from where we left off yesterday. So yesterday, what we did was we understood how do you actually write a blog, right? So that's one of the most important asset of digital marketing. We learned how to exactly write a blog, how to structure a blog, right? Do's and don'ts in a blog, right? The process of content curation as well, right? So the portions of content building, everything we covered, right? So we will go to the second part today. We will try to finish second and third part both of, I mean, it's not a huge topic, these two parts. So we will try to finish it today. Second and third part of content marketing, that is graphic designing and video creation, right? Generally, there is a question asked at the start, sir, I want to become a digital marketer. I don't want to become a graphic designer. And then why should I learn the graphic designing? Right? The thing that you need to understand is graphic designing is an integral part of digital marketing. Okay. Is a very much integral part of digital marketing. Let's assume that you become a digital marketing manager in some company, right? So whenever a graphic designer designs something for a client, right? So he doesn't have the authority to directly approve it by themselves, and they need to just use it for marketing purpose, right? So there is an approval process. So in the end, a digital marketer, you will be a digital marketing manager, analyst, whatever. It will be in your hand to approve that design. So you need to know the ins and outs of graphic designing, the things that you should do, you shouldn't do, what should be there. So you should understand that part of graphic designing. Then only you will be able to be in a much better position to approve or disapprove that work. Because if anything happens wrong, if anything goes wrong, it might be graphic or video creation, if anything goes wrong in the marketing activity because of the design, okay, because of the content, if anything goes wrong, then they will not catch the graphic designer, but they'll catch the individual who approved the design. So it will be you, right? So just like that, you need to understand being a digital marketer is not something wherein you just learn one thing. Okay, so it's about you having a very good idea about each and everything. Maybe you're an expert in a few fields. Let's say you're an expert in SEO, you're an expert in Google Ads, but still you need to have a you need to have a very good understanding regarding content marketing, email marketing, everything, because you will have people work under you working on those fields, right? So that's why it's very important that we concentrate, we learn as many things as possible, because it teaches a lot as well. The graphic designing teaches us how to create good content and what are the things that we should remember, right? So it's never too bad to learn. Start with graphic design. So today our topic is graphic design. So when it comes to graphic designing, right, so in content marketing, this is the second part, graphic designing. So before we start off with of Q&A here between us, okay, there is something known as especially in the designing field, okay, especially in the designing field, there is something known as a collateral. Can someone tell me what is a collateral? Okay, so what's a collateral, guys? Mixing? Not exactly. Expandable? No. Not exactly, I mean, collateral damage. That is expandable, right? Combination of two things, no. A property to give money for, no, not exactly. Collection of photo, no. Providing something plus the security, access security, no. In the world of graphic designing, material, okay, someone said material. So what do you mean by that material? Collateral material, what is that? No security, though, not security. Someone said material. So, expand it a little bit. Collaboration, no, not exactly. Promotion of a product. Okay, so what promotion? Not promotion of a product using graphic asset. Okay, great, right. This is the answer that I was looking for, right? So an asset or material, you can call it a material, you can call it an asset. Okay, so basically an asset represents a brand. Okay, an asset. Okay, an asset which represents a band. Exactly, collection of media, that's an asset. An asset which actually a digital asset or a design asset, you can know, you can call it anything, or design asset or a collection of media. So in other words, you can put it across, right? So a design asset which actually represents a brand. Now coming to the main question here, okay? Okay, so now coming to the main question, yes, collateral is any digital or printed material used to communicate or promote a company's brand message, products, or services. Exactly. So I hope that you did you get it from Google, Saran? Yes, sir. Okay, great. Okay. Okay, right. So now we need to understand the collaterals that a brand actually needs. Okay, so tell me, what are the collaterals that a brand actually needs? Okay, collateral that a brand needs. Collateral that a brand needs. Goodwill? No, I'm asking about, let's say, digital, collateral. Digital collateral. Yes, very good. Balu, logo is a collateral that a brand logo is a must for a brand. So what else comes here? What else? Websites. Okay, let's say websites, or let's say blogs, trademark, motto, a few pictures, name, templates, brand content. So be specific, brand content. What kind of content? That is what we are asking here. Like, not email. Those are all channels, right? So collateral, slogan, not really corporate PPTs. Yes, very good. Okay, PPTs. Okay. TV ads, not really. So that's something you do paid, you pay something and you do it. It's a collateral. So before you start marketing, there's some collaterals that you need with you, some assets you already need with you. So what are those different assets? So collateral, I've already written it, a design, any design asset which represents a brand, right? So any material that you have, which is used in marketing or branding or promotion of a brand, that is known as this one. Okay, collateral. Think about it. PPTs. What else? What else? If you go to a salon, okay, you go to a salon and you are in the waiting line, right? So you sit there, you see some collaterals there, right, on top there, and the same collaterals is there online as well. So what is collateral? Posters, brand, tire products. Yes, yes. For example, flyers, traditional flyers, digital flyers, and brochures. Okay, so brochures are there. Yes, visiting cards again. Okay, great. Visiting cards, digital cards, right? So again, what else could be there here? What else could be there? Banner, okay, let's say banner, which you use for ads as well, online ads. Yes. So as you can see here, when you why do I ask this question? Wherein what are the collateral that a brand needs? Because when you are sitting in front of an interviewer, right? So when you go to a company to become their brand manager or their marketing manager, right? So you do your due diligence. Okay. So what is the due diligence? You should do your research regarding the company, seeing that what are the kind of marketing activities. So this is what actually differentiates you. Okay, this is what actually differentiates you with your competition. Okay, so with the people who are were eyeing for the same job for the same position, this is exactly what differentiates you. You need to research about the company, see what kind of marketing or branding activities they are actually doing, and for those what are the collaterals that they have set up, right? So then when you sit in front of an interviewer, there is certain question where we all fail. Okay, there is certain question he will ask in the end. Okay, so what is the last question that an interviewer asks, guys? What is the last question that an interviewer asks? No. Yes, exactly. Any questions? Right, so the last question he asks, after asking all the question he asks, do you have any questions for me? Right, so do you have any questions for me? So most of us, what we do is we say, no, 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 nothing as of now. And we get up and come, right? So this is there is that is exactly where, I mean, you should make your mark, right? So this is where your research comes into place, right? So when you do research, you'll get to know a lot of the company, I mean a lot about the company and what they are doing, what they are not doing. So when if you are trying for a brand manager, marketing manager, digital marketing manager, right? So these are the things you need to understand, and these are the questions you should ask. Okay, what are the different channels that you are using for your particular strategies for your clients, or for your promotion, for your products or services, right? For those in those marketing channels, in those marketing activities and strategies, what are the brand collaterals that you have as of now set up, right? So these are the questions that you need to ask, because you already know the answer. They have these brand collateral set up, they don't have these. So here again, you can answer them, you can tell them that, look, these are the collaterals that you have set up, right? So you already have, but these are the collaterals you don't have. These collaterals can actually help you in achieving a lot of different things. Then you need to explain it to him. That is when he'll get to know, okay, this person actually knows what he's saying, right? So no matter, this is just the marketing, I'm just talking about one profession, let's say digital marketing, right? So in any profession, if you are interviewing for a software engineer role somewhere, so you need to research for what kind of what kind of clientele the company has which you're joining, what kind of program they work on, what kind of products they have created, right? So you need to be very informed about those things. At the same time, you need to find some loopholes here and there and say that this could be better in this way. I can contribute in this way. So that's very important, right? So that's why it's very important to understand, especially in graphic designing, to see if you are applying what type of work they are expecting for me to be done for betterment. I mean, there are a lot of questions we'll ask. I mean, usually the last question asked is, do you have any questions before you leave? You have any questions for me? You say, if you have any questions, you'll ask. Otherwise, you'll say no, and that's the end of the interview, right? So, if you are especially applying for a graphic designer's job, okay, so your background is creativity, and you want to do creative things, and you want to apply for those kind of jobs, then you need to understand these collaterals and what do they do. So let's understand different collaterals. Okay, blog post, website, we covered that. Branded content, right? So across the web, infographics, right? So yesterday we saw about infographics, exactly how infographics work. And infographic is nothing but a design in which you're trying to tell a story, right? So it's not just a static design that you make, but there you are trying to explain in brief regarding what you have actually have in your website, blog post, or any landing page, right? So case studies. This is one thing that a lot of companies neglect, right? So if you become a brand manager, make sure you develop case studies for your company, for your product services. Okay. So case studies in the sense, what kind of campaigns you have done for different kinds of clients, what are the issues that you faced, your client faced before coming to you, right? So how did you solve their problem? How did you do a better job than the previous marketer hired by your client, right? So how are you better than those marketers? So those case studies you need to develop. So once you develop those case studies, let's say in a PDF format or a PPT format, to develop those case studies, then when you are meeting up a client, when you're trying to close some deals, then it will become much, much easier for you to convince your client that you are the right decision, right? So your company is the right company for him to choose for his marketing needs, right? So case studies again, if you are in a company, if you're a brand manager, years from now on, let's say 5 years from now on, you become a brand manager in a company, right? So you need to understand these things. What are the collaterals? What extra collaterals do we need, and how those collaterals are going to help us, right? Corporate brochures, again, very important with your product services. Again, especially product catalogs as well, right? So that one as well, proposals and presentation. So proposals also very important, to make sure that you create effective proposals, wonderful proposals. Not only, obviously, proposals is all about what the content you have there, whether the client will be happy with that or not. But when he's reading the content also, you need to design it in such a way that it's very soothing to the eyes, it's not too flashy. So all those things you have to keep in your mind. So these are the collaterals a brand needs. So graphic designing job, if you're especially looking for that, then keep in mind that there are various collaterals. Again, these are not the only collaterals. Again, there are thousands of collaterals. These are the main collaterals usually used in marketing activities, right? Blog posts, content, infographic, case studies, brochures. So we use it in our day-to-day marketing needs, right? So this is collaterals that a brand needs, right? So and newsletters as well. Yes, the last one, newsletters. So we have seen so many times, we get mails each and every day where people are telling that sign up to our newsletter, sign up to our newsletter, right? So newsletters again, it's a very effective way of telling a story about yourself, your journey, and any particular case study that has come up that you have solved, right? So keeping the people updated regarding your products and services. So if you have loyal customer base, then newsletters is the best form of retaining your customer, right? Retaining that trust, so that the customer won't leave you and go to your competition. So newsletters again forms a very important collateral that one brand needs. Okay, great. So the next one, okay, things to remember. This is very important, guys. Okay, things to remember, right? So influencers, ambassadors, they are not actually a collateral that a company creates, right? So it's a kind of a collaboration that happens with the outsiders, right? So influencers and ambassadors are the collaboration that happens. It's not the collateral that a company creates itself, right? So it's not a company's asset. Okay, so it's not an intangible asset. So it's kind of a tangible asset, as you can call it, right? So influencers, ambassadors, they're just a kind of a collaboration that a company makes. Okay, Ranjit? Great. Right. So things to remember. This is very important, guys. When you are designing something, so these are the important things that you have to remember no matter what. The first point here is stay consistent across all platforms. Okay. Great. So now let's do again one brainstorming here. Okay. So I will ask you a question and quickly answer whatever comes to your mind. Okay. Now, when I say the color yellow, which company comes to your mind? When I say the color yellow, Lays, very good. Snapchat, Rapido, Snapchat, Shell, McDonald's, Ola, MCD, McDonald's, Let's, Flipkart, Snapchat, right? So Ola, Idea, McDonald's, Snapchat, IKEA, Ola, right? So Fruity, right? Great, great. So when I say the color, okay, so when I say the color combination, let's say red and white, okay, the color combination red and white. What comes to your mind? Okay, Instabus, Redbus, okay, KFC, Airtel, Oyo, Book My Show, Wine. Really good, guys. KFC, Vodafone, Airtel, yes, MMT, Geo, Red Velvet, YouTube, like, pizza. Okay, great. So red and white is pizza, great. That's a product, but still, right? So speakers, Zomato, KFC, great. So what these brands have done? Okay, so we need to understand what exactly these brands have done, right? So they have not come to us individually or sat with us individually and told that, see, you have to remember our brand. Our brand color is this and this color combination. So whenever you see this, you need to remember. No, the kind of marketing activities they have done, right? The kind of positioning. Okay, positioning also very important. The kind of positioning they have done and the kind of consistency they have shown. This is very important. The kind of consistency they have actually shown across all platforms, right? No matter where you see McDonald's ad, okay, in TV, you see it on your mobile digital advertisement, or if you see it in mobile in newspapers, on hoardings. No matter where they do it, okay, what they do is they stay consistent across all platforms. Okay, so they stay consistent with their logo. What you need for a company, that is a good logo. Yes, mascot also, they use, a lot of companies use mascot as well, a color palette and font style. So they stay consistent across all platforms. So when they stay consistent across all platforms without even knowing, okay, without even knowing, our subconscious, okay, our subconscious records that in our mind, not the conscious, the conscious within the conscious, right? Subconscious saying that wherever I see yellow, okay, with a particular design or the font or anything, it might be, or just the color yellow, the first thing that it comes that to my mind is McDonald's, right? So, or probably VRL, right? So these kind of things actually comes to my mind because it is already there in my subconscious, and this is not some kind of magic they do, no, but the consistency that they show, right? So what's needed for you to do that? What's needed to show that consistency? You need a good logo. That's very important, right? So we see this, all these quizzes and happening, I mean, across the world, where I mean, in some part of the quiz, they will be asking, so, questions about the logos, right? So logo plays a very important role. Logo, like, Mercedes, McDonald's. I mean, these have become so much of a kind of a household name. That logo also is in our subconscious, saying if I see a design like this, then it means Mercedes, then it means Audi, right? So I will get to know, I will relate completely towards that, right? So a good logo, yeah, colors and bright colors. See, it doesn't there is nothing like bright or red. So some people say that bright color means aggressive and light colors means soothing, right? So it's all about individual beliefs, okay? But at the same time, how does that particular color, whether it's bright, whether it's light, whether it's dim, how does that particular product relate, or particular color relate to your products or services? Whether it's relating, whether your product is kind of, a flashy, aggressive, it's for the youth, their target market. It also depends on the kind of target market, right? Geographic, demographics, right? So in between, I mean, keeping these in your mind, you have to choose your color palette for your brand. As you can see, a color palette for your brand, the combination of colors, right? So as we just asked the question regarding the color of the brand. So depending on a lot of things, right? So when you sit with your team, you discuss a lot of things. So what should be done? This is our logo, but in our logo, what is the color combination that we should use? Color palette, background color, what we should use. So once you decide on that, you are going to keep it consistent across all platforms, no matter where. Blue, yellow, red, green colors. Okay, okay, right. So no matter where, you're advertising on Facebook, Google Ads, you're putting up a hoarding outside, you're publishing in newspapers. No matter what it is, the color combination that you use, the background color, the color of the fonts and everything has to be consistent. So over the period of time, so when you do that over some period of time, it will be registered in the subconscious of people, so that that is when you become actually a brand. When you are able to penetrate towards, towards an individual subconscious, that is when you actually become a brand. And the last one here is font styles. Okay, again, font styles are also very important. All the big companies, they actually trademark their font styles. Okay, they trademark their font styles. They would have designers create a unique font for them, and they trademark that so that no one else can use their font for their advertising needs. So these are the three things. If you want to stay consistent over in your marketing efforts, then you need to have a good logo, you need to have a proper color palette decided, and you need to have your own font style. So if you have all these three things, then you can be successful in staying consistent across all platforms. Okay, these are the main things to remember. And the next part here is, after staying consistent, the first thing you need to understand is, you why do we care? It's because of the time we actually lose. Okay, the time we actually lose if we don't get the dimensions right. Okay, so how does this work actually? Let's say that I give a brief to my designer, okay, saying that clients wants this in the design, this part in the design, and this is how he's looking at the output of the design. So the graphic designer sits and he works a couple of days, then he sends across the design for me, and the to with the required changes and everything. The whole process may take 3 days, 4 days time, and then finally a design is approved. So now I need to go and upload that in on a social media platform. I need to run ads on social media platforms, for example. But when I'm running an ad, I will get to know that the dimension, whatever has been created, length, width, dimension is nothing but so the brand name also plays an important role, or okay, a good question. So does the brand name play an important role, or we keep whatever the name we want to make it a brand? So it works both ways, Shubham. It works both ways, right? So maybe one out of a thousand brand, okay, one out of a thousand brand gets its gets its initial push because of the kind of name they have put it, right? Because of the kind of name that they have, right? But the reality is the remaining 99.9% of the of the companies, they have to strive hard to make it a brand. So how do you make it a brand? You penetrate that subconscious mind of individuals. Okay, they need to know Louis Vuitton bag, right? So Louis Vuitton or Gucci bags, they sell in lakhs of rupees. Okay, but the cost to produce it and produce it is probably in hundreds, right? So it is not that much. But why do they sell for that much? I mean, Nike shoes, everything that we see, they sell it for 10,000, 15,000, 20,000. But we can get the same kind of quality and everything. I mean, if we look for it from other suppliers as well. But why do they sell it for so much of money? Because of the brand. And have they been able to create brand overnight? No. They have been in the industry for more than 100 years, and that's why they are the brand what they are now. Okay, so it takes time to create a brand, but there will be one in a thousand, one in a lakh, wherein just by the name you say that, I don't I'm not sure. I remember any brand just with the name. Okay, do you people any remember any brand just with the kind of name that they kept? They just instantaneously became a brand overnight. Can someone think of any company? Haley? Okay, so what's that company? Haley? Apple? No, Apple did not. Apple strived hard for more than 30 years to become what they are. Like Tesla, no, Tesla was a bankrupted company, man. Tesla was almost bankrupt when it started. So it was not a brand. It was no one would like it. LinkedIn, Google, no. All these people strived hard for 10, 15,000, 10 to 15 years. So that's when they did that. Yes, yes, Supreme. Yes, exactly. Supreme. Yes, Supreme was one brand. If you people don't know about Supreme, yes, exactly. Supreme was one brand which, because of the name and the color that they use. I mean, Supreme, we'll just have a look at it. The Supreme logo. Logo. So, yeah. So this is Supreme brand. And so in US and UK, this is a very good brand, right? So, all right. So if you want to learn about Supreme, you can just go to Wikipedia and search about it. It's a wonderful story about Supreme. Okay, not Supreme Plastics, but the Supreme brand, right? So Old Spice is a very old company. It's a long term they have been there. So it's very difficult, right? So it's not easy. Maybe one in a thousand or a million probably. Which LinkedIn, no, in 2004 it did not become a brand unless in early 2010. It was just a company. It was not recognized as a worldwide brand, right? Yes, that is what we're going to learn now. Create logos in different like in one of the tools. Okay, great. Now that is what I wanted you to understand, right? So when you don't get the dimensions right here, okay. So as I was saying, if that dimension when you're creating an ad and creating an ad and you suddenly see that the dimension is not right. So what do you do then? Again, you go back to your um, designer and say that dimension is not right. You have to get the dimensions right, right? Lucky if it would be lucky for you if the dimensions are of the same same proportions, like so he has given you 500 by 500, and if it needs 250 by 250 it can directly be reduced. But if the dimension is awkward like 180 by 220 or something like that, so as you see 450 220 or 236 1104 736 something like that, then he would have to again create the design from scratch, right? So that is what happens. I mean, I've seen this happen a lot of time where lot of time is lost, and for companies and for clients, time is money, right? So you always need to get the dimensions right. So dimensions are not difficult in the tools that we use for designing. In the different tools that we use for designing, dimensions is very simple. So you can just in those tools, the dimensions are already pre-embedded, so directly you can create the design there. But for others, if you want to find dimensions, you can just go online. You can just type in dimensions for social media posts. You will get here. You can make a list out of it. You can send your these dimensions to your graphic designer and say that create the design in this particular dimension. Okay. So dimensions can save you a lot of money and a lot of time as well in the future, right? So these are the two important things. Other things, again, very important, guys. Be original. Yesterday we saw about plagiarism, right? It should be 80% unique. So here again, here Google is not going to plagiarize you on the basis of images, right? Google cannot read images, right? So it can read text that is attached to the image or which is behind the image. In SEO we will see how we relate a text to an image, but it cannot read an image. So even if you copy someone's image, Google will not penalize you. But if that image is trademarked or watermarked by any other company, then that company will penalize you later. That company will have the power to penalize you later, right? So that's why be original. I've seen a lot of people lose a lot of money by not being original, trying to copy and do other things, right? So make sure you are being original. And the next one is use images relevant to your business. Don't try to fool people, whatever your business is, because a lot of times we have seen, right? So when we come to search something, we see an ad there, an image there with a lot of images, relevant images to our searches. But when we click on that image, we go to a website and that website is not relevant at all, completely different from what we want. So don't fool people. And this is very important, guys. Avoid stock photos. Okay, don't break copyright law. So let's say that I would want to use a photo. I would want to use an image. Okay, let's say I want to create a blog on health tips. Okay, if your own logo matches copyright owner's logo, then you have to change the logo because he was the one who copyrighted it. For example, if you're writing script for a movie, all right, so and you submit that script, but you will get to know that that same kind of script has been submitted by someone else before and it's already copyrighted. So you won't be able to copyright your script then. So if you use it, then it will be plagiarism. Okay, that person can actually sue you. Okay, great. Right. So here I want to, I am writing a blog on health tips. For example, yesterday we saw, and for that I want a cover image for my blog, wherein that cover image, everything I want to post it on social media so that for people who are clicking on that, they will be able to come to my blog site. So for that, I would want to create an image. Yes, license we can purchase it from the original owner, but again, there are a lot of different things we can do. We will have a look at it, wherein if an original owner is not willing to sell something, some images or anything which you need urgently, but there are a lot of ways you can look for similar images which you can use for free, completely free of cost. So we'll have a look at that as well. So just be a little bit patient. Just 5 minutes, we'll come to that as well, right? So let's assume I want a poster image for my blog. So let's say it is health tips. So I go to images here. So I want to draw, like, see images if I can use some images. So all these images which I'm seeing here, okay, so are from a blog post itself. Yes, we can pay some royalty. Yes, if you want to give out money, then you can use it. So, what mistake a lot of people do is they just copy Google images. Okay, they just take, okay, this is a good image, I can use this image, and this image is probably copyrighted. Okay, some of the other trademark watermark would be there. So again, I might get penalized for this, right? So for this reason, there is a images, type of images which we can use, okay, completely for free, okay, completely for free, a lot of images. So what are those images called? So we can use a lot of images from online completely for free, right? So what are those images called? These images are trademark, watermark images. Non-copyright, not exactly, not those words, non-copyright, but something else. It is called royalty-free, no. Stock footage, no. Okay, so what are those images called? The images which you can use for free, which you don't need to pay anyway for commercial purpose or images that open source, no. Company name, no. Okay, those images are called as Creative Commons. Okay, those images are known as Creative Commons. So Creative Commons are uploaded by people, okay, who would want to share their images completely for free. Okay, so they are known as Creative Commons. So where you can find Creative Commons, if you just go to Google here and just write Creative Commons images downloads. Okay, and if you just go one of the best websites, you'll find a lot of websites. One of the best website is pexels.com. Okay, pexels.com. Yes, yes, Pixels also is there, Unflash, Prepick. Again, a lot of this is there, websites are there. Here you can use it from pexels.com. Okay, so for people who are unaware of Creative Commons, in YouTube videos also you have two types of videos. One is copyrighted video, other one is Creative Common videos, right? So Creative Common videos, you can actually download those videos and use it for your own commercial purposes as well. So there is no issues with that. But copyrighted YouTube video, You cannot use it for other purposes. Here again, as we can see, a lot of images are there which you can completely download it for free. You can just type in, let's say I want to, okay, so health tips. So I just type in health tips. So this is not key. Yes, if you have subscription of Adobe stock, then yes, obviously, if you are paying money, then you get more good results, right? So as you can see, I get so many images here. Okay, I get a lot of images when it comes to health tips, health benefits, which I can actually use for my design, creation of my design. Obviously, this photo itself won't be the design. I will use it in another tool to create an effective design for that. Okay. So I can use any of these images. So Creative Commons, and no one will be able to penalize you. So you can just download it, just click on that. So it is downloaded and you can use it anywhere you want, in your website, in your blogs, in your ads. You want to use those images, you can use those images. So make sure that you don't copy images from others, or don't use trademark copyrighted images, but instead go for images like they which would be available completely free of cost. And the fourth point here is compress your image. This is also very important point which a lot of people neglect. Okay, so tell me a fact here. Okay, I just want you to ask. Okay, if if the website, if a website speed, okay, if a website's speed reduces by 1 second, okay, it's traffic. Traffic means people, amount of people coming to the website. Its traffic reduces by how much? Anyone? If the website speed means when I open a website, when I open this particular website, how much time does it take to open, right? So how much time does it take to give me that first page, this particular page? So if this speed increases by 1 second, so it is loaded, okay, 10 seconds or more, 80%, 50%, okay, percent, okay, 80%, okay, right? 50 to 60%. Okay. So here, if it increases by 1 second, then the traffic reduces by 30%. Okay. Minimum of 30% traffic will be reduced. So it's a kind of a average number. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. Right. So, and if a website uh, speed reduces by 3 seconds, then the traffic reduces by 50%. Okay, and if it is 5 or more second, it reduces by 90%, right? And one of the major contributor towards slow website speed, okay, towards slowing down the speed of the website, one of the major contributor towards slowing down the speed of the website are your images. Okay, yeah, website speed reduces. Okay, I mean reduces, I mean it's the same thing, right? So reduces or increases by 1 second. Right, so speed, let's say if you are calculating speed in the percentage format, again it's a different thing. So we can write it increases as well. So no problem. Thank you so much. Who wrote that? Jagannath. Okay, great, Jagannath. Thank you for this. Right, so if your website speed increases, or website load time, we can give a load time. So it's very easy to understand. Let's not complicate this, right? So if a website load time increases by 1 second, its traffic reduces by 30%. Then again, by 3 seconds, if it increases 50%, and 5% increases its 5-second increase, it's 90%. And one of the major contributor for this is heavy images. Okay, lot of people, if I use this images in pexels.com, okay, so here, if I use this particular image that I downloaded from pexels.com, okay, so as you can see, this is almost 2 MB here. As you can see, 2 MB, and I cannot use 2 MB images in my website. The maximum that I can use is 150 KB or maybe 200 KB, but it has to be less than that. So what we need to do is, when we are creating a graphic design and using a lot of images in that, we have to compress our image. So how do you compress your image? Simple, just type in image compressor online, and here you will find a lot of image compressor where you just need to put the images and then image will be compressed. But when you are compressing your image, you need to keep one thing in your mind. So why it happens? So I've told you, because of the heavy files. So why the speed, load time increases? It's because of the heaviness. Again, there are other factors as well. So when we are doing SEO, we will cover that. What are the other factors to increase the website load time? But one of the factors is having heavy images. Okay, so that's why you need to compress it, compress the images. So I was asking a question here. Okay, okay, right. So you need to from 2 MB, you need to reduce it to 200 KB, for example. What if you are, Divya, what if you are doing for multiple images? You have downloaded multiple images already. You have a set of, let's say, 500 different images which you are going to use in a website which has not been compressed. So these tools will help you to okay, directly one images. It will take a lot of time. Okay. Yes, this is the question, Jagannath, right? So these tools will help you, especially when you are using WordPress, right? So tomorrow we will see WordPress as well. So what are the different options WordPress gives as well? So we will see how deeply we can get into WordPress given the time that we have, right? So quality WordPress again gives you a lot of plugins to compress your images, and these tools as well, a lot of tools as well, gives you an option of compressing the image at the same time keeping the best possible quality. Obviously, you cannot get both the things. You cannot say that I want HD plus kind of quality and I want it the site to be reviewed. No, but readable quality, right? So readable or the viewable quality, it will give you by reducing maximum number of sites that it could. Obviously, you cannot bring in a very HD plus kind of an image from shot from your DSLR camera, and that is 20 MB photo, and you cannot ask these converters, compressors to make it less than 100 MB. So you cannot do that. 100 KB, for example, 100 KB, 200 KB, you cannot do that because it's very difficult to keep the quality and then reduce as well. So you need to find the right, maybe 2 MB photos that you find online, those can be reduced to, let's say, 150, 200 KB, right? So quality will be compromised in some way, but at the same time, viewable quality is more than enough for us to use in our marketing activities. Okay, great. Right. So Jagannath, is it clear? Yes. Okay, great. So now you can use image compressors. You know why you should use, because if your website page load decreases, then it is going to be very difficult. Okay. And then the last and a very important point here as well, that is, do not use too much text, right? So unless and until you're creating an infographic, so let's see an example of infographic as well. Okay, yesterday we saw that. We will have a look at it as well. So infographics is something where you create an image where you're trying to explain a story right? So in brief about exactly what lies ahead. If someone clicks on this, okay, so if I just click on this, then I will open this particular blog, which has the whole explanation of that particular infographic. So in an infographic, maybe a few text you will use. Other than that, if you are just creating an image graphic to use it in social media and everything, so make sure you have to be very much sure that you do not use too much text. Okay, so don't use too much text, just use text to add value. Remember, value we spoke about yesterday, the heading where the value needs to be added. Exactly like that, whenever you use text in your this one in your images, as you can see, this is the value, visual learner characteristics. So this is the text that has been added, which is adding value. Okay, visual learner characteristics. So I want to know more about it. What are the different characteristics of a visual learner? So I will click on that. So whenever you are trying to add a value, that is where you use text in the image. Otherwise, do not use too much text in your images. Okay. So these are the must follow points. Write down these points. I mean, obviously, presentation will be shared, but still remember these points. So if by chance you get into a career where designing is plays a very important role, then these points are really going to help you in the future. And if you want to become a freelance graphic designer as well, then again we are going to go through one tool today which will actually which you if you practice for the next, let's say, 3 months, 6 months, if you really practice those tools, then you will be able to create create a good client base as well as make a lot of money from that as well. Okay, right. So the tool that we are going to use for graphic designing, okay, so we'll just log into the tool, we'll just see how the login process is, then we will take a break and then we will start working on that tool. Okay, so just a few brief about the tool I am going to give you. Okay, just give me a second, guys. Just hold on for a second. Okay, great. So no, I just paused. I had to do something. Great. Um, Now, again, when I talk about this tool is Canva. I'm sure that a lot of you here would have worked on Canva as well, but I'm sure that there will be a lot more who don't know about this. So we will try to explore it, try to in brief cover that, so that later when you are practicing, you would know how to navigate, what are the things, what are the different options that a Canva actually gives us, and how to use it as well. Okay. Canva is a simple process, nothing, you don't need to do anything. I'll just sign out from my account so that you'll be probably able to see it properly. Right, so how Canva is, you can just, if you're using your laptop, you can just type in Canva sign in. Okay, so you can just do this, creating and logging into your Canva account. Just click on that. Okay, here okay, so I will just sign out, I already have an account there. Okay, so here continue with Google. So if you are doing it, you will get this option. You can just click on continue with Google. You need to have a Gmail account, right? From that you can select your Gmail account and you will be able to log into your Canva account. Okay, so here I will just log in. I already have a login. Continue with Google. So I will just log in with my account here. Okay. So this is the dashboard that you should people get. If you don't get this, if you get something else, then on the left hand side, as you can see, there is something known as Canva here. Okay, you will usually get this no matter which page. So make sure you just get click on that particular design here, Canva written here. and you should be able to get this dashboard. Or any other pop-up or anything you get, just skip that. Okay, just skip the pop-up and you will be able to come to this dashboard. Okay, so now whoever have a laptop and everything, just try to create your free Canva account. It's completely free of cost. So what we'll do now is we will take a 10-minute break. Okay, so 5-10 minutes break. So once we come back, we will try to explore our tool. So I'll also just give a rest to my throat for a few minutes and then we will continue. Okay, so I'm just writing it down here. 10 minutes break. Okay, great. Okay, great. So hope everyone's here. Uh, so I'm going to be sharing my screen. Great. So this is Canva. So hope everyone, I mean, who is using it now along with me, you can use it in your mobile phone also. You can log in and create an account from a mobile phone as well. So is anyone having any issues with that? You can share it with me here. Let's see that if I am able to solve that, if you are not able to log in or any issues. Okay. Okay. Anyone else? Yes, so Shubham, great. So we'll try to explore more what actually we can do with this. What are the different things you can actually get from here as well, right? Yeah, PixArt also, that's also good. That's also good. Why I'm telling Canva, there is a reason between behind that as well. So I'll come to that reason. Anything? Uh, that's good. I mean, if you're, let's see, when you're starting out as a designer, Canva is the best. So once you grow, then again you can go for, like, as you said, Photoshop, AI, Pro, I mean Adobe Illustrator and other designing, you can go. Okay. So just Canva, just like, sign in using this one. It also has a Canva app. Google Store also has a Canva app. You can download the app as well. Okay. Yes, you can use it in mobile. Canva app is also there. You can download it. And here, as you can just launch the Canva app. As you can see here also, a web app is also there, mobile app. Again, in the normal mobile web browser also you can open and you can sign in and you will get the same dashboard. Corel and Photoshop is are directly edit and use. You need to create everything, right? So you need to create everything from scratch. Okay, great. So we will continue with this Canva. Okay, why I choose Canva? So a brief history about Canva. I'm not sure a lot of you all might know this. It was started by a woman in Australia. Yes, it was started by a woman in Australia back in around, it was 2012, I guess. That is when she was she came across a problem. Okay, she came as a problem wherein she was trying very difficult to find designers. Okay, so she was into marketing, so she was trying it very difficult to find designers, and they were very expensive as well. And at the same time, the work was not getting in time done on time. So what she did was she wanted to create something wherein each and every one of us as individuals, we can create designs for ourselves, right? So she started this. It did not kick off according to plan at the start. But in 2016, 17, it started taking off, right? It started taking off in such a way that not only freelancers, not only students, but also a lot of corporates, okay, a lot of startup companies, mid-sized companies, a lot of corporate international companies use Canva for their design needs, right? So maybe when you go to a company somewhere, you work in a company, they might have a team working on Canva as well, right? So that's why Canva is the most commonly used tool, designing tool. Not the designing tool like CorelDRAW and Photoshop, which needs actual designer training. But Canva, anyone can train themselves. If you sit for 15 days on Canva, a week or two, you can become an expert on Canva. Okay. So now Canva, just a small company, started with a small vision. Right now, it has grown to, you can just look at it here. It is around 30 billion Canva valuation, 2022. Okay, so how much Canva is valued at? It is around $25 billion. As you can see, around $25 billion. That is around, in Indian money, if you convert it, it's around 2 lakh crores, right? So that is how much Canva is valued at, 2 lakh crores. So it has grown in, leaps and bounds, and that's how great it has become. Okay. GitHub. Yes, I mean, yes, you can get it. You can get 1 year pro version as well with a lot of coupons and offers as well. Yeah, it's free. It's completely free to use. But some of the features, if you want to use, again, you have to go for pro versions. But I've been using for 8 years, and I till today I have not felt the need to use pro version, because in free versions itself it gives you so much of options. Okay, let's try to explore it a little bit. Canva. Okay. So as you can see, the kind of designs Canva gives you, if you just click on create a design, what all you can design. You can design whiteboard presentations, any A4, flyers, A4 size document, flyers, resumes. We'll go to resume in a bit. Presentation, flyers, menus for your hotels, for your business, logo, Facebook paste for post, Facebook cover, infographic, business cards, short videos you want to create, Instagram post, poster, Facebook post, Instagram story, your story. Again, it's kind of unlimited. Okay, so it gives you a lot of options to create it. Okay, so we use Canva in two ways. Okay, where the first way is when we edit the template readily, which is given to us, and the second way where we actually create everything from scratch. Okay, there are two ways where we can create designs in Canva. So how we can edit a template? So for example, if I go for resume here, okay, so I've selected resume there, right? So here, sorry, I'm not creative. Let's search for resume template here. So I'll just, so resume, so templates, resume. So as you can see here, any templates, any kinds of templates that you want to create, right? Any social media post and anything, you will have templates also available to us, to you. You can use that, or you can just create it from scratch. So we'll understand here first how do we use templates, then we will go and see how we can create something from scratch. Okay. So as you can see here in Canva, wherever you are seeing this rupee sign, okay, it is saying is paid. So you need to pay some amount of money if you want to use this template. But in a lot of templates, lot of good templates, you are not finding that sign. See, these templates are completely free of cost. You can use these templates, edit these templates to your need with your information, and you can download it, and you can use it anywhere. As you can see, so many free options. Again, thousands of free options are there for you to choose from, right? So, or you find something saying that this is very good, I like this very much, I am ready to pay, and then some nominal amount will be there that at your checkout, it will tell you that this much amount you need to pay. Then you can pay that amount and you can choose this template. Now, if I choose this template, for example, okay, for example, I choose this. Okay, I like this template, so I want to create my resume here. So I will just click on it and that template is chosen. Now I can edit however I want. It is just like editing. It is just like editing in any Microsoft Word document. There is no complexity at all. Okay, no complexity at all. So I will just zoom in. Down you have the zoom in option here. So there are a lot of options. Just try to explore it because we don't have the time. If we just sit on Canva, we would need 5, 6 sessions to learn it very much in detail. But again, you don't need that. You just explore it yourself for a couple of weeks. You will be very much comfortable with it. So how do you edit it? Simple. So you just make it. I just type in my name. So here I want to delete this photo, delete image. Here I want to add an image. Uploads is there on the right hand side there. Okay, so I will just take this particular image and add it there, right? So this image is added. So any images you can add. So anything, any editing you want to make here, you can do that. If you just select this text part here, you will get all the Microsoft Word options. As you can see, text color, bold, italics, bullet points, the kind of font you would want to use as well, the size of the font as well. You can animate it as well. So you can animate it the way you want it, like, you want it to appear in such like, to slow speed. You can decrease, increase the speed as well. So a lot of things, like, some options, if you want to do, again, you have to, like, create it, go for pro. Again, the free options that you have is a lot, then that you can actually use. So you can edit it, contact details, your phone, anything you want to edit it from this template, you can edit it, and you can just directly go and download it. Right. So MP4 video, PNG is there. Mm, okay, okay, okay. Yes. Does the image carry any logo? So what does that mean? Yes, it's. I'm not getting it. Does the image carry any logo? Okay, Naina, I didn't understand your question. Yeah, post photo. Yes, exactly. You can put your photo there, logo, photo, I mean, whatever it is, just put in a logo. Then you put your photo in your resume. Obviously, you are going to put your photo there. Okay. So here in the uploads, you can upload your photo from your desktop computer. Okay, so your photo will come here. As you can see, a lot of photos are here. So you can just drag and drop and put your photo here. Okay, so explore it, right? So no, 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 there is no watermark or anything here. This is completely free of cost. Okay, no watermark, nothing will be there, which this you can actually use it anywhere. You can send it to companies for jobs, these resumes, everything you can use completely free of cost. Okay, so this Canva is completely free of cost, right? So this is using templates. So just like that, resume templates, other a lot of different templates are there, which you can actually use. Actually, as you can see, 10,600 templates are there. Out of that, even if, like, 5,000 are paid, 5,000 are free. So you get 5,000 different options from which you can create beautiful resume designs as well, right? So just like that, I mean, a lot of different templates for a lot of designs are there, so which you can actually use to create a lot of different graphic designs. Now, coming to the part where you can actually create a design. Let's say we want to create a logo of our own. Okay, we want to create a logo of our own, right? So now I will go to create a design here from my home page. Okay, here I can just type in logo here. So logo, and I will get an option. So as you can see, I want to create a logo. So 500 by 500 pixels. Okay, this is the pixel it's using. If you want any custom pixel, saying that my pixel should be, let's say, 200 by 200. I don't want 500, 500, 200 by 200 pixels. Then you can go, you can just scroll down here, like this. Here you have something known as a custom size. So you can just click on custom size, and you can just type in 200 width and 200 height, and you can just click on create new design. Okay, so I'm going to click on that. So create new design. Yes. Is Canva overuse of designs? No, there is no overuse of designs. I mean, it gives you so many options. So it is, rather than being the best use, I would call it as the best use of design than the overuse of designs. Okay, great. So now, for example, we are creating a logo here. Okay, let's create a logo. This is a blank page here. On on the left hand side, as you can see, you have different options here. So you have templates, elements, uploads, text, styles, background, and everything. First, whenever we are creating a design, we can choose a template as well. So I've clicked on the template here. Here I am going to search for, let's say I'm creating a template, like, logo for my blog, which is talking about health tips, right? So a template about, let's say, health. So as you can see, there is so many templates here, right? So I can choose from this design itself. As you can see, heal your health. But here, whenever you see a crown here, okay, so you see a crown here, this crown means pro. So it is not free of cost, but other things, whatever you use, is completely free of cost. And within this free of cost, there will be some images which will be costing. You can just remove those images and add one more images, and you can use those designs completely for free of cost. So let's say Medicare. This is one which I will use, right? So as you can see, Medicare, I just click on this. If it is like paid, or if it's watermarked, it will show me here that you have to pay for this. But fortunately, I don't have anything here. So this design I can use completely for free. Just imagine I have not designed anything, but I can actually use this as a logo for my company as well. It's pretty good, right? So this is, there is no one can sue me. No one will be able to uh, question me at all. Okay. So someone typing something here? Nothing, right? Okay, great. So as you can see, so many different options. If I just keep scrolling down, it will keep going down. Okay, it will keep going down. Okay, so as you can see, so many different options. I just typed in help for templates, and I have so many free templates that I can create. So whatever your niche, whatever you would want to create, just type in that name there. Okay, type in that particular niche there, and you will be able to get those templates, which you can actually just click, and it will appear here, and you can edit however you want. Okay, you want to edit this. Okay, so your so if I just write down here, I can edit it. So for adults, so if I want to change this particular element, let's say I don't want this, I want a particular element there. Okay. Below templates, you have elements here. As you can see, below templates, elements. So a lot of elements are there. So you get lines and shapes. You get, I want to add a I want something in H. So I want an element in the capital H. So you can see I it is a bit slow today. Not sure why. Yes, camera features, premium features also you are going to get. I mean, sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't get it. I mean, as I said, try to explore it, premium features. I mean, if you get it, coupons anywhere for free, if you get it, please try to explore that as well. Okay. Okay, so here as you can see elements, if I want to use any particular elements, let's say I don't want this element, I would want this one, let's say as my main logo here, right? So I want this here on top, let's say. Okay, great. So this is how I would want my color combination and the logo. And background, as you can see on the background, if I want to change the background as well, so I can just click on the background. On the left hand side, I have options, different options I have. If you want to use a particular background, I can use that particular background as well. Okay, so it's simple, it's very easy, but the one thing is it needs practice. Okay, you need to come here and practice, and you need to take some motivation, okay, some reference from other designs as well. Okay, so if I want to create a design on health tips, I will come here and I will take some motivation, some reference here. I will see that, okay, this is good. Can I create something like this? Okay, can I create something like this, right? So can I add a lot of different images of different also contains any copyright images? Copyright images here are paid images, right? So copyright images are paid images. So if you pay money, that copyright won't be there, and the license, you will be licensed to use that images. Okay, so free images are not copyright images in Canva, which you can use anywhere for any commercial purposes. You will be able to use those images. Okay, so again, here I will try to use some inspiration here. If creatively, a lot of times what happens is our brains, stop working for some or the other reason. Yes, a lot of times that happens. Our brains stop working for some or the other reason. So what we do then is, we try to take inspiration. Yesterday, We saw with the text content, we try to take a lot of inspiration from others, take, paraphrase it. So we try to do that exactly like that. We try to take some inspiration and see that how we can actually create good images, good graphic design as well, right? So I see these images, I see these things, then I will go and I will create my own image, right? So again, you can use a lot of different options as well. Here, uploads, you can upload any of the images that you have downloaded from pexels.com, as we saw, free images, right? So those images you can use it here as well. Any particular text font also you want to use, like, heading, subheading, or any graphical text, like, unique text you want to use, that also you can use it here. So if it's a crown, again, it's a pro to pay for it. Otherwise, it is free. Again, here there are huge numbers. It just keeps going down. Okay, just keeps going down. So a lot of different options are there which you can work out. But the thing is, you have to sit on it, see what are the options. Like, practice a lot. Then it will be much easier for you to do it. Okay, so sit on this. This, as I say, no skill will go to waste. Okay, no matter when, no skill goes to waste. Okay, because look, I have been working in Canva or in the designing part, wherein from the past, it's almost been 8 years now, right? So it's been around 2 years now since I have stopped designing myself, because I used to be, I do freelance consulting as well for companies. What I found out in the earlier days was this the same problem that this individual from Australia who created Canva found out, wherein I used to hire freelance designers, wherein I used to pay them as well to create designs for my clients. So then I realized I was paying a lot to them. Right. So then I learned a few tricks and trades here in Canva and other tools as well, different. And I ended up saving a lot of money where I created designs for my clients, because I used to get the briefs from clients that this is how the design should be. This is what their strategy, this is what their goal is. According to that, I used to brief for graphic designers. Then what I did was I learned myself for Canva. I learned Coral Draw as well. Complicated designs I used to do there, but more simple designs like social media marketing designs or website uploads, website designs, I used to do it in Canva itself, right? So it takes some time. So once you get used to it, it will be useful for you in one or the other way in your future, right? So one or the other way in the sense, uh, motion posters, yes, motion posters also you can use, you can make it. And the options are there. Just go and find it out, right? So many different options are there, right? Again, it's been almost 8 years, as I said, 5 years since I've been using Canva. Any functions that happens in my place, right? So any functions, my own marriage, I designed the card in Canva itself, right? The kind of personal cards that we give out to friends and everyone, right? So I designed my card in Canva itself. Just imagine the kind of money I saved there as well, right? So, for example, I'll just show you an example here. I have saved, this is just a dummy account. So one second, I will show you an example. This is a dummy account here. I had created one thing for my friend long back. Okay, he was opening up. Okay, so he was opening up a restaurant for it. Last moment, he needed some menu to be created. So immediately in couple of hours, I created a menu and gave it to him. I have just said, okay, this is it, right? So as you can see here, this is the menu that I created, right? So in just a couple of hours, this menu was created, and this kind of helped him kick off his business. So as you can see this menu. So it's a simple menu, okay? And again, in just a couple of hours, it was able to create, so that once you get a hands-on experience on this, once you create a lot of things, then it will be much easier for you to create a lot of different designs in this. Okay, so Canva, again, my request to you is go and explore this, right? So on the left hand side, a lot of options are here, and on the home page, just see design spotlight. What are the options? Different: Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, video ads, video editor. I mean, a lot of different things you'll be able to create here. Photo editor, flyer logos, calendars, invitations, websites, letterheads, resumes, business cards, your visiting cards. You're starting your own business. The best way is create a wonderful, business card in Canva itself rather than paying someone to create it for you, right? So this is the way you can actually, for my Instagram account of calligraphy frames using Canvas. That's great. That's great, someone, right? So in this way, Canva actually helps you a lot. But remember, when you're creating a design, what we did, keep it consistent. Logo, it might be choosing a color palette, or it might be using the font. As you saw that, lot of font options Canva gives you here. Okay, lot of different font options Canva gives you here. So you can use one of these fonts, free fonts, which are not trademark and which can be used for free. Okay, so this was about graphic designing, right? So we don't have that much time to go about tools in video creation. Okay, so we'll see that tomorrow first 20 minutes of the session if we can go. I just want you to I want to take you through a few tools which is just as easy as Canva, wherein you can create wonderful videos as well if you have the content for yourself, right? So if you have the content ready, then you can create wonderful videos in those tools. So we'll have a walkthrough through those tools tomorrow, first half in the first 15-20 minutes. But before we go there, let's just understand why, just like things to remember when you're doing an image, just like that, things to remember when you're doing a video content, right? Right. So just give me a second, guys. Great. Yes. So we'll just video creation. Okay. So what are the then tomorrow, once we come, we'll go and explore a couple of tools in video marketing as well. It's as simple as Canva, so it will be very much easier for you to create beautiful, wonderful videos as well, right? So figure out your audience. Okay, the first thing, because you need to remember one thing, guys, that video is expensive. Okay, video marketing is expensive. It is not cheap, right? So if you not only creation of videos but also distribution of videos is not cheap. It is expensive, right? So that's why it's very important that you make your research first. You have all the research in your hand at the start, and then you go ahead with video marketing, right? So figure out your audience first. First, figure out who your exact audience is. So why is it important to figure out your audience first? The first step to figure out your audience. Why is it important, guys? Especially for video marketing. Work through accordingly. Can you explain it, Shruta, a little? Because strategy can be planned like that. No, to help them understand. Okay, okay. Maybe figure out your audience, right? So if you know your audience, okay, think it this way, according to the targeted age group. Exactly. Okay, someone very good. Exactly. So when you figure out your audience, when you know your audience, that audience is 18 to 30 years old, right? You can create the content accordingly so that something 18 to 20 years, 30 years old, what do they like? They like exciting content. I mean, which would like, make them excited, make their blood rush, right? Something kind of like that. From 30 to yeah, yeah, some thriller or something like that, which will attract them instantaneously, right? So because if you don't figure these things out, because you spend a lot of money on video creation and video distribution, at the end, if your target market itself is not happy with it, then you end up losing a lot of money, right? So figure out your audience, make your message crystal clear. Okay, so this is very important. Whatever message you want to pass, in the storytelling, complete storytelling that you're trying to make your message very much crystal clear. Because after watching your video, the person shouldn't have any doubts or questions in his mind. Okay, that's again one more thing. And set a realistic budget. Yeah, this is where a lot of companies, like, fail when it comes to video marketing. They don't actually have the budget of like, going a lot of budget of doing video marketing. But still they want to do it. They pour in, like, whatever they have, and if it doesn't work out, they go under. I mean, they end up losing a lot of money in video marketing. Set a realistic budget, saying that this is my budget. So what kind of video can I create within this budget, right? So is it an animated video, or is it a real-time video, is it a live video, or is this a presentation video that I want to create with this budget? Because budget is not only about creating a video, budget is also about distribution of that video as well, right? So you need to, after creating it, you need to distribution in the sense marketing of the video. Maybe in YouTube you want to market, maybe in social media you want to market, right? So that also takes a lot of money, right? So set a realistic budget. That's very important. So if you join a video marketing team, so this is going to be the process again. So these are the things which you'll be taught to remember, right? So whenever you're doing this, remember these things. It's about the messages that you make very much clear, right? So what is the target audience that you are actually targeting, and then what kind of budget are we setting, right? Write your script first and revise it. Okay, this is very important. A lot of people, like, they hire designers, they hire video creators, everything, and then they pay a lot of money, and at the end they see that they don't have a script at all, right? So yes, editing in Adobe also you can do. Adobe Illustrator, Adobe, again, Video Maker, a lot of Adobe files are there. Then you can also do that, right? So always write your script first, right? First slide or the first scene. Okay, if you're making a presentation video, right? So first slide, what's going to come? Second slide, third slide, fourth slide, fifth slide. So if you're making like, live video, right? So with the actual people, then what's the first scene, second scene, third scene, fourth scene? So first write the script first, revise it, finalize the script, and then start working on the video. Because what happens is, in the script you can delete the scenes easily. Okay, you might have 10 scenes. In that, at the end you will edit it and you will just make 5 scenes. That's very easy. That's not a lot of cost is involved in that. But when you make a video, if you make 10 scenes, okay, if you make 10 scenes, and the cost of making that 10 scenes is much higher, and if you, like, delete 5 scenes out of it later, then again you would be in a loss. You would have lost money. So make sure first finalize your script, write your script, revise it, finalize it, and then start making your video. Create your branding elements. As we saw, branding collaterals, lot of different branding collaterals. So make sure you create your branding elements first, and then you go on with other things. Now put your best 8 second first. Yesterday we covered this, right, guys? Whatever the best value that you can add, whatever the value that needs to be added, that for first 8 to 10 seconds, add that first. So that is what is going to make that individual go through the whole video. Okay, that is what is going to make the individual go through the whole video. So make sure that you put your best 8 to 10 seconds. Editing team plays a very important role here. So when you're editing the video, when you're creating and editing the video, so make sure whichever portion of that video has the most impact, make sure you get that and you put it in the first 8 seconds, right? So choose the right runtime. This is also very important, where a lot of people make a lot of mistakes, right? If it's too short, not a lot of messages pass. If it's too long, people will get bored, just like blogs, right? So if the blog is too short, you won't be able to say whatever you would want to say. If it's too long, people will get bored. So choose the right runtime for the video. This is the message you want to pass. So how much time do I need to pass on this message to be very much clear on that fact? So once you have that fact right with you, saying that, okay, I'm going to make a video of 30 seconds. That's it. I want to share 3 points regarding this particular thing. So I'm going to make a video and I'm going to make it for 3 seconds. Okay, some larger topic you have. So I'm going to make it for, let's say, 4 to 5 minutes. Right. So basically, in that way, choose the runtime, because the larger the video, okay, the longer the video, more expensive the video is going to be, and also the more expensive the marketing campaign is going to be. Right. So you have to be very clear about how much runtime you need to have. Okay. From a personal connection, yes, form a personal connection with your audience. This is again, everything is related. See guys, in the content part, as we saw, value, introduction, value, emotion and trust. Yes, here again, put your 8 seconds first. This is where you add the value. Form a personal connection, that is in the video itself where you're trying to tell a story. Try to form a personal connection there. Okay, your emotion and trust part comes here. That is, form a personal connection. So these are the things. Again, as I said, in digital marketing, everything is connected. Everything is about these three things: value, emotion, trust, right? So where you want to add it, how you want to add it, that is up, that will be upon your creativity and the brainstorming that you do with your team. Okay. So these are the things that you need to remember if you're creating a video. No matter if you're creating a YouTube shorts or a Instagram short or Facebook reel or whatever it is you're creating, I mean, these points always play a very important role. Okay, great. So video, again, video creation, again, we don't have that much of time to go to those tools and see how those tools work. So tomorrow, first half we'll do that. Then we will move on to website development. Okay, then tomorrow we are going to do that. So any questions about today's sessions or the sessions that we have already done, or any other related questions? Okay. Things to remember, video one, right? So I will show that. Just give me a second. I'm going to share the screen. Okay, so great. So yeah. So this is the first one. Things to remember. Okay, so if you're done with this, then I'm going to the next slide. Yes. Some link to go through it. LMS, all the videos are uploaded. LMS, all the videos are uploaded. You can contact someone. You can contact through email ID. You can contact through email ID. Yeah. So last point of things to remember. So this is the last point of things to remember. Okay. So contact ExcelR with the email ID they have provided, and they will provide you access to the LMS through which you can actually see all the recorded videos. What is lead generation? Lead generation is you getting information of your prospective customer. That is lead generation. Information like their name, email ID, whatever it is, generating that lead in one or the other ways, getting that information. Yes. Collateral, yes, collateral is an asset, right? So it's an asset or a design material. Okay, a design material which we actually use to market and promote our products, right? So basically, a design material that you can create. Yes. Any queries? As you can see, any queries, drop your message to edl@excelr.com. Okay, so I am going to copy this and paste it here as well. So any queries you have, please make sure you drop it here. edl@excelr.com. Okay. Yeah, product catalogs are like, details about the products. A catalog is nothing but a list of things that you have within a book. It's a kind of a book wherein you have, when it comes to product catalogs, it is about the different products that you have of your companies and the details of it. Yeah, meta tags again in SEO. When we come to SEO, we are going to cover that. Okay, what are meta tags? Yes, yes, you can get a job as a designer, as a freelancer using Canva. Yes, if you do it right and if you work hard on it, you will be able to get. So, any more questions, guys? Okay. Any more questions? Flyer is, I mean, when you been like in the road, someone handing out some pamphlet or flyers to you regarding some details, some designs will be there on that. It's a sheet of paper that people usually give out on like probably in front of schools, colleges. You will find these. Yes. Can I show some of my work? Okay, so what work would you like to see? Work in the sense what work? So basically, I train. I train a lot. From past 2, 3 years, I've been only concentrating on training. So training work is what you're seeing now. Some of the freelancing you have done. So unfortunately, for the companies that I've done, I cannot show exactly what I have done for the companies exactly. But again, when we come to Google Ads, I'll be able to show you the campaigns that I ran for a few companies and how the campaign worked and everything that I can do. Other than that, freelancing work, I mean, designs and everything, I have left that. I mean, I don't, it's been almost 3 years, more than 3 years that I have not done anything, but I will try to find out, in my old data drive, if I have any data of the designing work that we had done then back then. So I will try and show it to you. Okay. Yeah, logo designing and everything, I will show you. I mean, a lot of projects we have done then, past 5 years. But in the last 2, 3 years, we haven't done it. So if I can find any data, I will show it to you. Okay, next class. Yes, anything else? Okay, great. So thank you. Any other free websites? I mean, I Pixcart. I mean, a lot of just go and type in free designing tools, free graphic designing tools. You will get a lot of options. You go register there, and you can figure it for yourself, which is the best one for you. Okay. Come to SEO after website. We are come to SEO. I'll talk about a lot about SEO there. So don't worry. You'll get to know a lot of things about SEO. So we will do that in YouTube marketing. Not today. When we come to YouTube marketing, we will see how to select keywords and everything when we are uploading in YouTube. Okay, how to research for keywords, everything we will see. Okay, anything related to today's session or we did yesterday's session. So till today, whatever sessions we have done, questions related to that because YouTube, SEO and everything is going to come in the future. So then we will learn about it. Okay. Yes, Grammarly you use, no? Yes, you can use Grammarly to correct your this one. Whatever grammatical mistakes are there in your write-up, you can use Grammarly for that. LinkedIn ads, Facebook ads, again in social media, we will see about that. Okay. When we get to social media, again after this week, we have 2 more weeks of learning. So we will cover as much as we can. I'm not sure it is connected to digital marketing, Python 6. It is connected to digital world, but digital marketing, I'm not sure it is. Okay, so any more questions? To rank your website, if you work really hard, uh, like maybe if you really work hard and you put all the right things into it and you do it in the right way, maybe a couple of months. But again, 2 to 3 months or even 4 to 6 months is sometimes the time limit. So you can never say how much time exactly, but if you do it really well, a month and a half should be enough for you to rank for your content. Again, you need to have a lot of content. Okay, not just one or two content you put in a website and expect the website to rank or the content to rank, but again, you can do that. Give any project as homework. Yes, once we have completed, we will give project as homework. Now, every day when we are leaving, when we whatever we are learning, you can take that itself as a project, right? So we learned about blog. So take blog writing as a project. Write a blog. Okay, write a blog, take that as a project. Now we learned about graphic designing, create a logo. Okay, create just form a company in your head saying that this is the company that I want to create. So for that company, what logo or what images, what collaterals I can create. So try to create that. So take that itself as a project for yourself. So obviously it is now giving everyday project to almost 1,000 people and then them submitting and me giving reviews, it will be kind of impossible. So at the end you will be given an assignment on the project which you need to work on. Then after submitting it again you will get your certifications and everything, right? So now for now whatever I'm teaching, take those as projects itself and start working on that. Okay, great. Yes, newsletters are uh, something, an updated information that a company sends to its users, right? So I'm already using a company's product, so it will send me weekly newsletters where it will tell what a company is doing, what are the new products that are there, kind of keeping me updated on the particular news. So those are newsletters, right? So anything else? Okay, great. Okay, guys, thank you so much. And tomorrow again, Friday, right? So tomorrow we have a class. So we will continue tomorrow. Okay. Thank you so much and have a good night. Okay? Thank you.
Amar, can I end the session?
Yes, Vinod, you can wind.